Let's bring in Chief Market Strategist and CEO of Market Rebellion, Marc LoPresti, plus Executive Director of Unleash Prosperity, Tim Doescher. Gentlemen, great to have you here. I first want to start off, Marc, with those 25 basis points that we found out were cut. Lots of people hoped for more, but this was pretty much what was expected. I know we've spoken to you frequently about this. Where do you think we'll end up by the end of the year? Will we see more? How much?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for not being in studio with you physically, Katrina. It's always good to be there, coming to you from my studio here in Miami. Look, this is exactly what the market was predicting. It's not as much as the president would have liked. It's not as much as what I would have liked. I agree with President Trump that J. Powell can be referred to as too late Jerome Powell. We are getting, based on the numbers from the CBOE, that's the market that gives us that prediction, if you will, of what the next move on the part of the Fed will be. We're going to get one more FOMC meeting between now and the end of the year. We're going to get one more 25 basis point rate cut. But here's the interesting thing that I'm looking at carefully. We got some really interesting numbers on the job picture yesterday. Amazon cutting 14,000 workers in the corporate sector. Chegg cutting half its workforce, all because of the impact of AI. I'm going to be looking to see if Jerome Powell addresses that in his remarks or in the Q&A that's about to take place.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if that was taken into consideration here with this rate cut. Tim, I want to get your thoughts on this because President Trump said that he's brought in $18 trillion into this economy in the last year. Should this have been a bigger rate cut than we see today?
Well, look, I just want to pause and say, you know, with these trade deals coming in and with President Trump using the leverage of tariffs to get better deals, that's what we're interested in. You know, the higher the tariffs, the worse off we are. However, you know, getting this money in is a huge deal that most leaders in America have not been able to do. President Trump is blazing a new path here, and he's showing that you can use the office to attract business. And so, look, now they have to make good on these promises. And so I was, as the Fed, you know, goes, these are promises. These aren't, you know, they're not writing a check and they're putting that right back into America right now. They have to make good on this. They have to fulfill that. So I don't think that you can base Fed policy based on, you know, the hope that they make good on their promise to invest this money in the U.S.
Got to hold them to that deal. Tim, Marc, we appreciate your insight here. Thank you so much for coming on.